I don't need to explain what TF2 is. You know what TF2 is. I know what TF2 is. Your parents know what TF2 is. Hell, even your grandma probably knows what TF2 is. The game has been around for so long and has become so popular, it's practically become a staple in both meme and gaming culture. Maybe you found the game through animations using the characters, or maybe a friend recommended to you. Or maybe you were like 10-year-old me who was googling free shooter games because you knew sure as shit you weren't getting the new Call of Duty that year. Basically, I don't need to explain what TF2 is to you, nor do I need to explain the state that TF2 is in at the moment. Bots are like an annoying fly that you keep thinking has been swatted away, but keeps showing back up again. Random crits make everyone want to blow up the payload right in their face. And the TF2 devs are changing the game, but at a pace that's slower than the heavy with the brass beast. It's not quite hell, but it is a little frustrating sometimes. And so, you can bet my ass that when I heard a community-made mod for TF2 was being made, that also had some weapons that never made it into the game, would have random crits disabled on official servers, I went, so let's just hop in here and oh my god, that is really fucking loud. Certainly makes you feel like it's the early 2000s again, what with the loud intros and the default resolution being set to 720p. Let's try hopping into a game.
Just check weapons. You can change weapons on our
Okay. I don't think that one was the game's fault. We should be fine from here. As you can see right from the get-go, everything in this game is pretty much the same as normal TF2. Soldier can still rocket jump, Pyro can still WM1 and mouse 2 if things get too close, and I still suck at Sniper and Scout. However, there are some different things. Quite obviously, the first thing that comes to mind are the weapons. Spy has a new gun that gives a weird hippie-like drug-induced state. Scout has a nail gun that makes him go zoom. And probably my favorite, the RPG. The RPG is one of these few weapons that actually feels really different. Instead of the rocket flying in a straight line like usually, it actually falls some time afterwards, which makes getting enemies up high much easier, since you can just angle the rocket to hit them in their nest. It's a lot of fun really. But I made medic, so we'll stick to that. Unfortunately, I don't think these weapons bring a big enough change to the game for it to justify playing over the normal TF2. Allow me to explain. In this game, there's the normal TF2 stock, and then there's the new/old stock, along with a couple of things like the gunboats and the flare gun. Nothing else. No Wrangler, no soda pop, no rocket jumper, nothing. And this is one of the things that extremely limits the game. Allow me to show you why customization is so important for TF2. Let's take the soldier. The soldier's normal kit allows him to have high mobility and high damage at the cost of life, since he is quite literally shooting himself with fucking rockets to propel himself forward. But, oh wait, what's this? The gunboats, which reduces the damage you take while rocket jumping, can help you move more at the cost of your shotgun. So cool, now you can get even further with your rockets and deal a good amount of damage. But what if you want your sole purpose in the game to be jumping? No rockets, no shotgun. But quite obviously, you can't kill people like that. So what do? Well, I'll tell you what you do, you motherfucker. You slap on the man shreds, the rocket jumper, and the market gardener, and you fucking, and quite literally, crush everyone beneath you. Is it the most effective thing for your team? No, probably not. But is it fun? Fuck yeah. And it's not like this class customization is only reserved for Soldier. Spies can change their playstyle by equipping the Your Eternal Reward, which takes away the disguise kit, and only allows them to disguise as the person they just stabbed. And the engineer can literally fucking rocket jump with the Wrangler. With all the classes in the game, you aren't only kept to only one playstyle. But TF2 Classic limits this quite a bit, since your options are far, far more limited. But I am almost 100% sure that they will be adding in more weapons, so I doubt it'll be like this forever. But right now, there just isn't enough weapons for me to say that that is the sole reason why you should play this game over normal TF2. And besides, most of these weapons are kind of boring. Or maybe I'm just not using them right, I don't know, moving on. Another issue of the game is that there are very little new maps and modes. And by very little, I mean like there's 3 new maps and 2 new game modes essentially. The new maps are pretty mediocre, they aren't bad per se, just not as good as default TF2. Along with this, the VIP game mode is kinda lackluster. It feels more like normal capture point, but with a slightly new objective. Basically, instead of normally capturing the point where you just need to stand on it, you need the VIP to stand on the capture point in order to capture it. In the end, people do focus on keeping the VIP alive or trying to kill him, but it isn't so much of a big change that it really justifies creating an entire new game mode for it. There was, however, a game mode that I did not know of that piqued my interest. While I was grabbing footage for this video, I spawned in and found myself as an engineer with an RPG that held 8 rockets, which was fucking sick, but kind of confusing. Why couldn't I choose my class? Why did everybody have these weird weapons? Why was everybody T-posing? It didn't take me long to find out that this was actually a new game mode that I could not find in the patch notes. The gist of it is that everyone gets a random class with random weapons and random stats. So you could be a heavy with a butterfly knife, a scout with a minigun, or literally just a normal class with maybe a slightly different melee. To be honest, the game mode is pretty fun, but only if you actually get something good. Since the weapon choices are so limited, most of the time you'll be a heavy with a flare gun matched up against a spy with a minigun that shoots rockets. I could say something like, oh, but it's more fun with friends, but like literally everything is better with friends. You could be dreaming that you're on a kiddie ride and have the most boring dream ever, but so long as your friends are there too, it becomes immediately more fun. The game is kind of lackluster, to be honest. There are few weapons, fewer things to do while playing, and overall just not really worth playing over normal TF2. Which also seems to be some other players' opinions. I was in a game and someone asked,
so, what do you guys think about the new game? Or the old game?
And the general response was that the normal game was better. It's not like the game is bad, it just needs more time for content to come out so that way it's actually worth playing. Especially since most of the servers are barely even half full. But the biggest issue with this game is that there are no hats.